What's going on, y'all? So today I'm gonna just make a quick video real quick, just discussing my EDC. My EDC also happens to be the first handgun that I ever bought back in 2020. So this right here is my Glock 19. All right, this is a Gen 3. This would be a compact. Which is if you know anything about Glocks or just guns in general, you have your different sizes and subcompacts, your compacts, and your full sizes. This is right in the middle. This would be a compact. So before we do anything, obviously, let's just make sure we're clear. All right. So in the state of Maryland, they do restrict you to 10 rounds. It does come with a standard 15-round magazine anywhere else. One of the whack things in Maryland is that they do restrict you to 10 rounds, but the cool thing is you can go OT. Like, you could go to, in my case, it would be PA. I could go to PA, purchase your higher capacity magazines, and legally come back into Maryland with it. And I could legally carry them as well. That's why, as you can see, this is not a 10 rounder, it's a 15 rounder. Kind of a city rule in Maryland. They kind of make you have to take an extra step to go out of town to get your, unrestricted magazines. Could always be worse. So I'm not really complaining in that end. Although I don't agree with states trying to trying to infringe on the Second Amendment. This is one of the many battles that we've been having in our country for many years now, or many decades now. And it's just one of those things that doesn't seem that it will go away anytime soon. So Maryland isn't the worst when it comes to the gun laws, but it isn't the best either. So you kind of just got to work with what you got, right? All right. So, like I said, this is a 19. All right. This is a Gen 3. Okay. As y'all can see, and this is to my to the people that are first time, first time buyers. You don't get worried if you don't see any external safeties or any thumb safeties. All right, Glock does have 2 built-in safeties. All right, and then obviously the last one would be your trigger safety. And with the trigger safety, I don't know if you see this right here, but you have to press this lever down to get to the wall to be able to pull the trigger. If you don't depress this and you just try to pull the trigger without the pressing, you ain't gonna get to that wall to be able to press to pull the trigger all the way. So it does have 3 safeties. All right. In my last video, I did talk about how iron sights are typically the most changed out thing on the Glock, maybe outside of the trigger, or if not both. Me personally, I don't mind the trigger. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it isn't the best thing either. It's all about training, like I always say. So as you can see, with the iron sights, I got reared out black. I got blacked out rear sights, and I got a tritium night sight on the front. These are Glows. So they, like, on eBay, I bought them for like about $60. It was fairly inexpensive compared to other iron sights that they have. And I also put a Streamlight TLR1 on here as well. And then I also added some grip tape to here as well, just to kind of give me that extra grip. Just a couple things that I do want to run down that I'm not a fan of, that they kind of did make an update on the Gen 4s and the Gen 5s. Is the magazine release isn't the biggest, so you kind of have to take a little extra step to let go or kind of come off the gun a little bit, push the magazine release, put a new one in, and get back into action. And then my other one, which isn't really a big deal, but it is the magazine slide, or the magazine release. The slide release. On the Gen 4s, they did make it to where it kind of protrudes a little bit more out, so that way you are able to, press down on it. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard on this. But it'd be nice to have maybe something that's just protrudes a little bit more, maybe slightly bigger. But again, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I think this ran me like $620 or $630 after taxes. So if you're willing to spend that I'm gonna assume that the price have died down on the Gen 3s. over the years. Again, I did buy this around COVID time, so everything during COVID was just skyrocketing in price. I mean, just a 50-round box of FMJ, you could get $15 right now. Back 2020 was $50, so they was charging $1 per bullet base essentially, where now it's about 10-15 cents per bullet. So yeah. So really not much to talk about here. This is your compact, right? So it's in the middle between your subcompact, which is a slightly smaller gun, and then your full size, which is a bigger gun. Actually here for reference, as y'all can see, the 19 is just slightly smaller, and then on the handguard, or the grip, I'm sorry, it's slightly smaller. And obviously your subcompacts are also, it will be smaller than your compacts, right? So yeah. So there's a lot of good guns out there on the market. I'm not gonna sit here and sell you on a Glock like it's the best thing ever in the world. Obviously it isn't. As far as how far along a lot of other manufacturers has come over the years. Now, me personally, I'm gonna always stick with Glock, buy Glocks, and Glock doesn't pay me a penny, but I do rock with them. So yeah. So, and these are very customizable too. I mean, every manufacturer, that makes aftermarket parts for different guns, always have things for Glocks. I mean, Glocks are like the Hondas. I mean, these are very customizable. I mean, I can easily switch this out if I wanted to. The magazine release, I can always switch the slide release as well if I want to. But I don't get too deep into it. Just train. That's all I can say is train. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what cool updates you do to your gun, whether it's a Glock, Smith & Wesson, whatever. At the end of the day, if you don't train with it, it's essentially useless. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could pick up a gun and pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's much more fundamentals into just picking up a gun and pulling the trigger, right? It's like in my field, I do wood finishing. Anybody could pick up a spray gun and spray paint on some wood. But at the end of the day, it's about your application and how you apply, or how much pressure, how much material you have coming out. All of that matters when you come to my field of spraying in furniture and stuff like that. It's no different from firearms. It doesn't matter what you do with it. You gotta train. It's much more than just picking up, pulling the trigger, and boom, and that's it. No, it's much more than that. There's a lot more fundamentals into it, a lot more safety that goes into it. At the end of the day, then this is a tool, but this is a tool that can take someone's life if you're not cautious enough with the safety measures. I don't have any kids, but if you have kids, you want to make sure you put this somewhere where they can't get into it, in a lock box or something like that, where nobody could get into it but you. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's cool to have guns. It's cool to to make it a hobby. But if you're not safe and you make one wrong move, all it takes is one wrong move to fuck up your life or someone else's life. You know what I mean? And yeah, you don't want that. So always be safe. Always train. Always do your research on whatever firearms you want to buy. Every time I've ever bought a firearm, I've always done my research before buying it. There's plenty of YouTubers out there that have plenty of reviews on different guns, different models, whatever it may be. So if there's anything that outside of Glock that you're interested in, or you just want to see the difference between Gen 4, Gen 5s, which I don't have, you can always look at those reviews. Are always out there as well. So yeah, so again, this is just your standard Gen 3 Glock 19. All right, I think this makes for a great EDC, and yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with this. And again, if there's other manufacturers that you're looking at, like I said, SIG, whatever, then by all means, those are good guns as well. And yeah. All right, so that'll be it for today. Until then, y'all be safe, stay safe, be safe, and yeah, man, much love, and I'll see you on the next video.